All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here on a lovely Monday evening at the Osseo Maple Grove rink, facing off against the Osseo Maple Grove something or others. They're mostly a maple leaf in their emblem, but we'll see. Osseo Maple Grove is coming in hot, and by that I mean most of the dads that I saw are wearing jerseys. The orange jerseys you may see in the penalty box tonight, in the stands, those are dads wearing Osseo Maple Grove jerseys. It's the equivalent of senior night here for Osseo Maple Grove, and hopefully we can play the spoiler. We got about a minute and 40 seconds left on the warm-up clock. Tonight, I think we will have Hazel Weary in net, but I don't know for sure. I'll let you know as soon as I figure it out. We are again without Layden Cragness' services. Layden Cragness, amazing player, is dealing with a knee issue. We're happy to know that she's taking her time to get back because you don't want to rush any injury, especially in games that are less meaningful than we're going to have in about a month. Otherwise, we've got the usual complement of players here, so far as I can tell, and we've also got Coach Jungles on the bench, backed up by Coach Rass, and we may as well call her cheerleader-in-chief, Layden Cragness. Your Edina Hornets have played a couple of tight games against Osseo Maple Grove, but so far it's come out in the Edina favor each time. 35 seconds or so remaining on the clock. We've got Adam Nedry in the bench, or in the penalty box, to keep the Osseo Maple Grove guys in check. Opposite us, Osseo Maple Grove has selected up above the rink for their camera. Pucks are getting collected. Battle lines are being drawn. And it looks like your Hornets are ready to go. We've got a fairly big crowd here for the Osseo Maple Grove crew. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that they are treating this as though it is a senior night. We've got a lot of... Here we go. As I said, it's taking on a senior night aspect. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Newcomb has arrived. I just got a high art from Kevin. Thank you so much for driving me to all ranks, waking up early, being there for me as a player. To the extent you're wondering what's going on, I'm so proud to wear my good seniors tonight. Each of the players is thanking their parents via recording for supporting them in their hockey career. That is just the Osseo Maple Grove crew. We're continuing with the send-off. I do appreciate the level of support and camaraderie.
Number 10, Caitlin Costa. Number 11, Lila Olver. Sarah. Number 12, Josh Reed. Number 13, Alex Slade. Number 14, Ellen Osborne. Number 16, Winnie Ewald. One, two, three, let's play hockey.
All right, with the pomp and circumstance behind us, we're going to get ready to play hockey. Craig Cohen has a point of clarification. Am I doing introductions for our team? No. Just the parents. Yes. No grandparents. My father-in-law is raising his arm. No. And we're going to do it, Craig, at the next safety meeting as people walk in. All right? Yeah. Lots of patience by these officials. Lots of patience by the Edina Hornets because we'd like to play a hockey game here. And I genuinely appreciate all of the camaraderie and the support for their kids, support for their program. But I also genuinely hope that we teach them a lesson about humility. Back to Helfrich. Winds it around to Cohen. Back down to Luke. Witherspoon is there to try to create some trouble. Cohen goes to chase it down. The studied fan of this team will recall that we played the Osseo Maple Grove team in our first ever scrimmage, and I think we won 4-2. Witherspoon goes for a change. Newcomb goes for a change. Mallory and Ballard have jumped out. Mallory interrupts their breakout. Cohen goes for a change too. Now you got Nedry jumping out to help. Levy jumps out for D. Here comes the Osseo Maple Grove, whatever they're called. That is a speedy number 13 entering the zone, getting worked into the corner. Mallory picks that up off of her stick. The ice is fast here, folks, and the Osseo Maple Grove team came to play. Over to Ballard. Ballard tries to do a cross-ice pass. Instead, that bounces off a skate. Back to Amy. Amy over to Levy. Levy gathers that, bounces it back to Amy. Amy lets it run by her to Ballard along the near side boards. There's a battle along the near side boards. That gets worked back down low. Levy comes up with it. Circles. Looks for an outlet pass. That's going to come all the way out to their point. Their point works it back down low. Amy chases that one. A little bit of traffic there. Nedry gets a stick on that. Ballard goes for a quick change. You got Sauter and Boylan jumping out now. That gets chipped forward. Sauter, Boylan, come fighting with it. That's going to be an offside call, and we're going to finish the remainder of the change. Nedry jumps off. Boylan, Sauter, and Cohen are your forwards. Chapman and Levy on your D. Boylan fights off somebody who's trying to tackle her. That one gets worked around. Osseo Maple Grove's got that, worked it down low. Dump and chase. Levy tries to chip that thing forward. It looks like we're caught a little bit. The video doesn't seem to be keeping up with my talking or the action on the ice. It looks like maybe it's now catching it. I wonder if we move it down, if it's so low. I think that might be the deal. Here comes Boylan into the zone. Looks, fires off his shin pad. That one bounces loose. Sauter fires near side. Almost gets that one. Now Cohen's in the corner. Cohen working out. Leaves for Boylan. We don't quite come up with that one. Cohen. Boylan working down low. Those two have battled a lot together over the years. Here comes Cohen out of the corner. Looking for an opportunity. Fires. Goalie comes up with that. Boylan chips it forward. Nope. Nothing there. Cohen goes for a quick change. You got Boylan and Sauter continuing out there. Sweets are out at the point. Boylan off of there. Chips it down low. Goes for a change. So does Sauter. Now you got Nedry, Witherspoon, and Newcomb on forward. Sweetser and Lou on D. Newcomb into Witherspoon's skate. Witherspoon tries to get that thing loose. They battle through it. Osseo Maple Grove ends up on the attack. The machine is thinking about keeping it on camera. If not, I'll start following. Now it's moving one way to the other. It seems to be catching up now. There we go. We have an opportunity down low. Nice stick by Witherspoon. Witherspoon keeps that thing in. Witherspoon dangles around one. Dangles around another. Working into the corner. Cohen's back out there. Lou. Far near side boards. Lou down to Witherspoon. Newcomb's giving chase. It's out to the point. Ooh, Vivian barely loses her feet on that one. Just an awkward play. They're trying to figure out what to do. Lex Autumn says, no way. Let's go, Lex. Yep. Vivian Helfrich has got an equipment complaint following the personal tripping, that is tripping herself. I think you got Mal on the draw. There you go. Long pass. They try to do a backdoor pass. Helfrich sniffs that out. Stays on her skates that time and knocks it aside. That one's out of the zone. Through the neutral. Oop. Almost an opportunity. Osseo Maple Grove comes back on the attack. They're entering our zone. Their player dials out of it, works it out to the point. Long shot from Livy Giarusso. Livy Giarusso is a dangerous player that we've seen during the summer from time to time. Very good kid. Nice kid, too. Number 13 from their team working behind the net. Again, one of their more skilled players. They work it out to the point. Long shot. That's off another shin pad. Great job, Cohen. You can hear our girls cheering almost as loud as their parents plan to. Livy Giarusso tries to come up with that. No dice. Cross-ice pass gets interrupted halfway there. Mallory's got it. Mallory reaches that red line. Creates some trouble. Boylan's on the ice now. Boylan gets a stick on that thing. Gets another stick on that thing. They try to work it in. Boylan works it out. Boylan and Sauter fighting for that puck there. That probably was offsides. The official just flat out missed it. Too quick of a play. Boylan works that thing up to Sauter. Sauter's got one. Sauter's got one with her. She's got Nedry working over. Ooh, she chips it towards the net. That's right. 9 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first period. It's a 0-0 game. It's been a little back and forth. Like many of our games, we're going to have to fight off the enthusiasm of the other team as the game begins. All the Edina Hornets are standing, ready to go. All of the Osseo Maple Groves are sitting, resting their legs in between shifts. Sauter out of the corner. Sauter makes room for herself. Sauter sees the point open. Down to Sweetser. Sweetser works it back down into the corner. Back down to Sauter. Sauter gets tied up. Nedry's there to help out. That gets knocked aside. Boylan comes out of the corner with it. Dangles around one. Gets tripped up. Could have been a call. No call made. That's okay. Sauter is back on the Nedry. Quick change of direction. That's finally. I think that's a makeup call, frankly. That's a slash on Osseo Maple Grove. We'll get our crew out there to try to get a power play goal. With 9:03 remaining in the first period, we draw our first penalty. A slash on Michaela Nedry. Probably a little bit of a makeup call for the absence of call on a couple of others. Sauter on the draw with Cohen and Mallory out there. Helfrich and Lou helping at the back end. They're waiting for the penalty to put on the clock. Following the extended announcements, they've got the penalty up. Sauter wins that to the side. Out to Helfrich. Helfrich fires. Bouncing puck. Almost bounced off of two people into the net. Now leaves for Cohen. Cohen out of the corner. Up to Sauter. Now, one thing I've learned is the Alston Maple Grove team is very well coached. Over the couple of games we've played, they have good coaching. They have good discipline. So we can anticipate them to be pretty good on the penalty kill here. Cohen's down in the corner, working around. Cohen and Sauter working around. There we go. Cohen comes up with that. Out to Amy at the point. Amy chooses to work it over to Helfrich. Helfrich fires. Glove saved by that goalie. With 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the penalty, we're going to have a change of our forwards. Newcomb, Boylan, and Witherspoon jump out. 8 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in the first period. Boylan gets that back to Helfrich. Helfrich over to Amy. Amy fires. Ooh, that's off a shin. Amy gets a stick on that. Great job, Newcomb, getting back quick. Witherspoon in. Here we go. Witherspoon dangling around. That one gets knocked off her stick. They got a 1-on-2 coming back this way. She fans on it. Witherspoon comes up with that. Witherspoon tries to work it over. She's got it in her feet. Oh, good job. Oh, that's not a penalty, guys. Good dive. And you can hear the Osseo Maple Grove fan section is very excited about that inappropriate penalty called on Witherspoon. 2 minutes on the clock for us. It's a 4-on-4 game. Mallory on the forward. Nedry with Sweetser and Levy. We work it out to the point. They get a long shot. Yeah, our girls are cheering for themselves. Love it. Mallory works that thing out again. There goes Osseo Maple Grove retreating to the neutral zone, trying to get into the zone. Levy chases back. She's got to win the race there. She does. Good job. Levy trying to work that thing out. It bounces off a skate. Sweetser comes over to help. Sweetser right in front of us here. Works that up to Mal. Mal chips that over to Nedry. Nedry makes her way into the zone. They call that a clear entry. I think it may have been offsides, but I'll keep my mouth shut. Nedry out to the point there. Levy tries to fire into a shin again. We got a couple of shin pads already, folks. The Osseo Maple Grove team is going to block those shots if they get an opportunity. Levy behind her own net. Chips out the sideboards. They get 19 people on the ice, and now they're back down to just 5 people on the ice. Trying to work into our zone. They can't quite make a clean zone entry. They retreat back. Here comes Livy Giarusso. Dangerous player, guys. Fires, misses. Sweetser tries to get that thing out. Sweetser bounces it up the sideboards. There's Nedry along the give and chase. Don't let them set up. 35 seconds remaining in the Olive Witherspoon unfair penalty. Out to our point. They work it back down low. Now, this is a skilled team that that sets up pretty well. Quick shot. Nice job, Lex Autumn. Lex Autumn shakes her glove like, nuh-uh, not on my watch. "20 seconds remaining in the penalty. 6:15 remaining in the first period. That was Cohen on the draw. Osseo Maple Grove comes up with that. They've got about 13 seconds remaining. They're trying to walk. Ooh, weird caroms all over the place. There goes Cohen. Cohen getting to the red line. Literally fights through somebody. Cohen tries to fire. They get a stick on that thing. Great job. That's going to be 5-on-5 hockey now. Sauter jumps on the ice to help out. They ring it behind the net. Cohen goes over to try to prevent the clean breakout. She does so. Just bounces forward. Boylan's there to try to help out too. Long cross-ice pass. Helfrich's back, clean it up. Let's get back to usual hockey. Here goes Boylan along the near side boards. Boylan's trying to fight across somebody. Number 15 on their team. Nice defensive play. She's got it again, actually. Sauter tried to bounce her off of it. No dice there. Sauter now along the near side board. Chases that thing in. Here comes Newcomb, Nedry, Sauter, our forwards, Helfrich, and Lou are our D. It's 5 minutes remaining in the first period now. Out to Helfrich along the red line. Wisely just knocks that thing back in. That is not an offsides, but I think he was bored. Felt the need to call something. Center ice faceoff. 4 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the first period. It's a 0-0 game. Ballard, Mallory, Malley, and Tessie out there. That's Tessie Cohen for those that are wondering. Malley works around the far side. Mallory keeps working. She's looking for an angle. Gets it out to Sweetser. Sweetser fires. Nice shot, kid. On net. Just knocked aside. Mallory leaves for Cohen. Cohen out of the corner. Tries to fire. Great opportunity there. Sweetser, great defensive job. Kept that thing in. Not enough credit given it to our D. They keep it in at the point. Great job. Cohen's battling down low. Cohen and Sauter battling down low. Or Cohen and Ballard, excuse me. Ballard plucks it out of there. Osseo Maple Grove literally body checks her. No call by the official. Cohen fights off one. Works it out to Sweetser. They're not paying attention to our D tonight, guys. Unless they're putting a shin in the way. Mallory behind the net now. Mallory and Cohen fighting. Cohen takes a shot. Again, there's a physical game going on out there. I think if some of these penalties were being called, it might be a different sort of set of circumstances. Mallory works out of the corner. Mallory fires. No dice there. It's going to take a little movement back and forth, I think, for us to be able to get one on this goalie. Goalie's playing well. Cohen dumps that thing down low. Goes for a change. Here comes Olive Witherspoon and Newcomb. Nedry joins the fight. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first period. Witherspoon from her knees works it around behind the net to Nedry. Nedry battling in the corner. Nedry works around everybody. Loses the handle on that one, but can get it back down low again. There goes Witherspoon. Gets worked up the far side boards. And they're trying to get a breakout pass going. That's going to be an ice. That's ice. That's icing. With 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining, we've got on early 2000s Britney Spears. Seems an appropriate choice by an Osseo Maple Grove dad. Olive Witherspoon on the draw. She's helped out there by Nedry and Newcomb. Chapman on the D. Chapman supported by Levy on the other D. Little battle here. Levy rushes back to grab that thing. Levy grabs it. Escapes out. Some trouble there. Lots of bodies. Osseo Maple Grove tries to keep that thing in. I think they do. Right here. There we go. We're trying to get into our zone. Newcomb gives chase to that thing. Newcomb, Nedry, Witherspoon. My understanding is immediately before this game, Levy's chasing back there. Levy gets a stick on that. Sauter, Cohen, and Boylan jump out for forwards. Amy and Viv are on our D. Here we go. Defensive zone faceoff. Little action out there. They try to work that thing in. They were looking for a backdoor pass. Viv is there to clean it up. Up to Cohen along the far side boards. Cohen gets that thing off. Little action down there, back and forth. Viv's there to help out. Lots of battling going on. 2 minutes remaining in this first frame. Bouncy puck. Their D smoothly grabs a hold of that thing. Sauter forces it forward. Sauter's got some speed on that. Cohen's there. Cohen helps out. Here we go. Cohen setting up an offensive zone out to Helfrich. Helfrich works it down to Cohen. Cohen works it down to Boylan. Boylan out of the corner. Tries to work it over. Oh, they just barely get a hold of that thing. Here we go. The D are back to 5-on-1. Lex knocks that aside smoothly. Osseo Maple Grove, formidable opponent this year. Sauter down low. Sauter battling behind our net. Sauter comes up with it. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in this first frame. That one springs loose. Boylan gives chase. Witherspoon gets a stick on that thing. Up the sideboards. Nedry. Nedry's got some space. Works into the zone. Sauter and Boylan go for a change. Lots of physical activity there behind the net. Ooh, look at Bally jumping on an opportunity. She gets knocked down. Icing. But it's going to be on net, maybe? It is on net. 47 seconds. Turn and burn, says Vibs. Yeah, up to Amy. Amy tries to load that thing up. Neutral zone battle here. 35 seconds remaining. You know, it's a victory for Osseo Maple Grove, but they keep us 0-0 in the first period. But Mal's got something to say about that. Mal with 27 seconds remaining goes for the short side. Goalie just barely knocks that aside. Ballard's in the corner. Another battle there. Lots of physical activity, as I said. Cohen fighting out of the corner. Cohen dangling. I don't know if the physical activity is going to be able to keep up. 10 seconds remaining. Witherspoon jumps out. 10 seconds remaining. Cohen's there, near side. We've seen this before in Minnetonka. Let's see if we can get it again. Witherspoon on the draw. They win that back. That's going to be the rest of the ticks here in the first period, I think. 5 seconds remaining. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. That'll be it. All right, so we're going to have a short break before our second period. There'll be a resurface after the second. So for the moment, we're going to sit tight. We're back. All of the Osseo Maple Grove guys who usually hang out behind our net have made their way from one end to the other in order to stand behind our goalie. This is a tradition for them, I think. A point of pride, they would say. You got Mal, Nedry, and Newcomb to start the second frame here, backed up by Levy and Chapman. 15 minutes on the clock. Not an icing. That's down low. Chapman works it over to Levy. Levy up the sideboard to Nedry. Nedry chips it forward. Newcomb almost had a chance at that one. They dump it in low again. That's going to be an offsides. Yep, and they're calling that one an intentional offsides, which it ought to be. I don't think the kid did it intentionally, but they were pretty deep in the zone. That was 16 seconds of play. We have 14:44 left. Mal tries to win that one back. Grabs it herself. Over to Newcomb. Newcomb up to Mal. Mal chips it by one player. Chips it by another. Mal working around. Ooh! Saw Nedry on the back door. Almost set her up with a nice little chip in. We got all three of our forwards on the near side. Bally is now jumped out. I think the coaches probably emphasized short shifts, which is the right thing to do. Chapman, great job using every part of her body to keep that in, but it pops out anyway. Levy jumps in to try to keep Keep that one going. Here they go. Cross-ice pass. Here comes Osseo Maple Grove. Don't let them set up, guys. Nice job. Ella got a skate on that. They're working from one to the other. They tried a one-timer. Tescone was in the way to create some trouble for them there. Osseo Maple Grove out of their corner. It looks like the camera's keeping up. That's a nice carom up to Cohen. Cohen gets to the red line. Works it in further. Cohen, Sauter, and Ballard are our forwards now. Amy and Sweetser are on the backside. That gets put down into the corner. Cross-ice pass. Amy just chips that thing forward. Neutral zone battle gets worked all the way deep into our zone. 13 minutes and 25 seconds. Amy's got some room. She skates it up to Cohen. Cohen chips it forward to Sauter. Sauter chips it into the zone. Ballard and Cohen are going for a change. Witherspoon and Boylan are jumping out. Sauter might be thinking about a change as well. I'm not sure. Oop, here we go. This is a 2-1. Boylan gets on her horse to come back to back check. There we go. Interfered with that pass just enough. Olive battling somebody that's got about 150 pounds on her, but not in terms of attitude. Sweets are behind our net. Osseo Maple Grove, we got to get a goal here to dispel them of the idea that they're in this game. Little battle, they keep it down low. The near side corner, it's hard for me to see. Here comes Osseo Maple Grove out of the corner. Double save. 12 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the second period. Lex Autumn's been keeping us in the game. Mal on the draw. Nedry. Newcomb out there. Nice. That was a blind save by Lex. Beauty. I've said it before, I'll say it again. We have extraordinary luck knowing our goalies are very, very good. Nedry gives chase. Mal now is in the near side corner trying to give chase. Comes out right in front of us. Chapman's there, chips it forward. Chapman and Nedry battling to try to keep it going. Here comes Osseo Maple Grove. Number 6 tries to load up in the slot. Newcomb does a great job getting back. Diffuses that bomb. 11 minutes and 50 seconds left right in front of the Osseo Maple Grove dads. There was a little bit of contact, and the boys wanted a penalty. No penalty coming. Viv jumps on that one right at the blue line. Gets down low. Viv's continuing battling behind our net. Viv's got Sauter there to help. The two of them down there. Ooh, Osseo Maple Grove comes up with that one. Rings are on the far side. Helfrich down again. Now you got Sauter. Excuse me, Cohen coming out of the corner. Cohen working around. Levy's all the way down in the zone. Luckily, we got Ballard with a very high hockey IQ covering that point. Now you got Sauter getting a shot. 11 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the second period. It's a 0-0 game. Let's see a redo. It's all right. I'm watching a little. Mal on the draw. Witherspoon and Boylan are wings. That one gets knocked back. Boylan gives chase to that, but Levy's there to create some trouble for them. Levy works it back down to Mal. Mal works around one, chips it down to Witherspoon. Witherspoon out of the corner. Witherspoon finding some space for herself. Thinks about giving it to Sweetser. They were going to jump on that pass, though. She instead flings it into the far corner. Mal's there to try to help out. Up to Sweetser. Sweetser keeps that thing in low again. Sweetser battling along the blue line. Now it's a 2-1 going the other direction. Long pass across. They get another pass. That one hits the side of the net. Long shot. Go, Lex! We got a full change of our forwards. You got Sauter, Newcomb, and Nedry running out there. $10 minutes and 28 minutes remaining in the second period. Little cross check there by Osseo Maple Grove to open up some space for themselves. No penalty called. That's all right because Helfrich says, let's go score a goal. Helfrich from right to left gets that one almost on net. Little chip there. Sauter in the corner working. Sauter works it back to Newcomb. Newcomb battling in the corner. Down to Sauter. Sauter winds around the top of the circle. Tries to chip that thing in. They get a shin pad on that. Again, Nedry comes up with that. Nedry tries to work towards the net. Helfrich fires. That one misses to the left. Near side boards battle. They come up with that. Here we go. 2-1 coming back the other way. That's dramatically offsides. Should be a neutral zone. Should be an intentional offsides on something like that, but whatever. Mallory, Cohen, and Ballard are out there. Maybe the official could wait for our D. Yeah. Little anxious there, champ. I appreciate the desire to keep everything moving and get us home on time. But it'd be great if our players were allowed to assume their positions. Watch for a set play here. Number 13 is sneaking over for Osseo Maple Grove. They're going to try to win it back to the far side and send somebody skating. Oh, no. They just jump on it and work into the zone. We come up with that one. Cohen coming this way, right in front of us. From left to right, Cohen tries to work into the zone. That one bounces high. Chapman goes back to retrieve that. Chapman and Cohen. Back on the D. Tough angle to see what's going on. There's a battle in the corner. Gets out to their point. Long shot. They try to tip that in front. Let's get 6. They're working around. Nice shot. Lex saw that all day. Go, Lex! Sauter on the draw. This is a battle. They're also looking for a penalty on that. Kid fell down. Osseo Maple Grove's been playing a tough game of body contact hockey. Ooh, watch that now. They're working it back down low. 8 minutes and 19 seconds remaining on this clock. Sweetser. Witherspoon tries to get that out. Number 13 on their team keeps it in. Sweetser again behind the net. Zips it around the boards. That one doesn't quite get loose. It does get loose. It's not going to make it all the way down for an icing, though. Sauter gives chase. Got Witherspoon and Boylan going to assist. They wisely pull that back. Now they're going to just try to zip it up the sideboards. Here come the Osseo Maple Grove players. They've got a couple of set plays that we saw early in the year, frankly. Lex jumps on that. 7:42. That's one of their set plays where their defender is behind the net, and they look for the long stretch pass all the way to the far blue line. As I said earlier, a well-coached team, but you can see it as it's developing, especially where you've got the benches swapped. You see it happening a little bit more often because somebody can go for a change, jump out, and just call for the puck. That looks like it might be icing on Edina. 70 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the second period. It's 0-0. Chapman and Helfrich are your D. Mallory, Nedry, and Newcomb are your forwards. Mallory on the draw. They fall on that one. There's a battle right there. Nedry's in there to create some trouble. Nedry tries to chip that out. Wow, a lot of stick work. That one just barely squirts out. They think about getting it down low. Instead, they get a nice cross-ice pass here right in front. Try to cross-ice back. Not quite there. Almost an offsides, but it careened around right on the blue line. Viv collects that. Viv's got an angle if somebody gets out of her way. There we go. Here comes Viv. Into the zone, chips it at the goal. She gets taken out by number 11. Six minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the second period. 0-0 here in Osseo Maple Grove on a relatively warm February 2nd evening. Groundhog Day, as it turns out. Sauter on the draw. Supported by Cohen and Ballard. Sweetser and Levy playing D. Sauter tried to chip that one towards the net. Now we've got some Shania Twain coming on. Sauter on the draw. Out to Sweetser. Nice win. Sweetser fires that. That one hit something and barely trickled in the net, but nevertheless good. You got one of those set plays guys going where they just fling it to the far side. We can let them run those all the way until we get to the state tournament, and then we'll know all of their playbook, which is great. Sauter zipping around to the outside. Sauter just there for Ballard. Ballard tries to battle through. Long flick. Sweetser grabs that. Gloves it down. Ooh, unfortunate carom. Somebody get on their horse. Get back. Leaves. No, thinks about leaving. Instead tries to load up the front. Cohen comes up with it. Dangles around one. Comes up with the puck again. Launches that one into the crowd. That should silence them. Mallory, Witherspoon, and Boylan jump out. .6:05 left in the second period. Let's get one. Just one. That way we can turn off the Shania. That one's all the way down. It's not going to quite be an icing because there's not enough on that puck to get it all the way down. Just under 6 minutes remaining in this second period. There's the long cross-ice pass. That's their play, guys. That is their play. They come out from behind the net, and they took a long look, and it's usually between the red line and the blue line. Pretty easy to spot. And if they get one or two big opportunities off that, I suppose it's worth every penny for them. Our D are swapping out. Lou and Helfrich go to the bench. Our forwards remain the same. That one is out. That one is out. No trip on that one. I don't think it should have been a trip, but. Come on, kid. There we go. She chips it into the zone. She heads for a change. Mallory is still out on the ice. Mallory and Witherspoon still battling through. Wellen goes for a change. Ooh, Osseo Maple Grove. Lots of action there. Nedry comes up with that, though. Very good job zipping around that. Ooh, here goes Mal. There's a rolling puck. Mal's got an opportunity. Works backward. Tries to chip it over to Levy. Levy gets tied up in front. Now they're trying to do their long cross-ice pass. They almost get it off. Things are getting unorganized here with 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the second period. Newcomb races back to get that. Sweetser's there. Newcomb drops somebody. Could have been a penalty. Wasn't. Oh, unfortunate. Like I said, things are getting unorganized. Sweetser accidentally hit somebody in the back. Ballard battling through some traffic. Multiple hooks happening, one on each side. No call. These refs have put away the whistle. It's a Monday after all. They had to work all day. Amy dials in. Ballard wisely covers the point. 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. That one gets ripped around the boards. Nedry goes for a quick change. It's right there on the Cohen stick. Oosh. Bounces off some sticks. 4 minutes remaining in this second period. It's still a 0-0 game. This kid works around, leaves. Here comes one of their better players, number 8, Livy Giarusso. Tessa Cohen's trying to create some action. She fights through a lot of people. Gets that on net. Doesn't quite get a shot off, but she got tied up by two people on the way to the net. 3 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. There goes a long cross-ice pass from all the way down low. Here goes Viv. Viv feels a lane. Gets a lane. That one just misses. Boylan out to the point. Oh! Just missed on that one. Vivian Helfrich chips that thing back in. Boylan walks around one. He's got an opportunity. Yes! Let's go! That's a goal. I don't know if there'll be an assist or not. What I know is it's 1-0 with 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the second period. I guess I feel like it's worthwhile that I scraped off the rink this weekend to allow her to shoot. I doubt I'm going to get much credit for that, but that's why we do it. All right, Osseo Maple Grove is not out of this game. They're fighting like mad. There goes Helfrich with speed. Let's go, Helfrich. They call that a clean entry. I don't know if it was. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. They are not calling many offsides. I'll complain about the refs, but when it goes our way, I won't complain too vigorously. I just think you got to try to call things even. And so far, they're letting most body contact go, and offsides is a thing of the past. Mallory on the dot. Boylan and Witherspoon fighting it out next to them. Ooh, here they go. You got one chasing backward. Number 7, long shot. She misses. High over the boards. Mallory comes up with that thing. Mallory from behind our own net. Mallory's got a lane. She's going to skate it. Let's go, kid. Battles through a snowbank or two on her way. Witherspoon and Boylan go for a change. Now you got Nedry and Newcomb jumping out. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the second period. Nice tangle by number 13 for the Osseo Maple Grove team. She's around again. Number 13's a player, that's for sure. She leaves in the corner, but Sweetser picks that thing up, no problem. Nedry gets it out of the zone. Right here, right in front of us. Yeah, that's probably offsides. I was joking about how offsides doesn't exist. That one was probably offside. 2 minutes and 1 second remaining. We get a change of some of our forwards. You got Sauter, Nedry, and Newcomb now. Sweetser and Lou. Nedry gives chase. That one comes up. That's one of their cross-ice passes. They're very, very disciplined. A good hockey team. Well-coached team, the Osseo Maple Grove team is. They've got a couple of plays that they know, and they look for it. Oop. Number 3 tries to work it in. Good job, Sauter, playing a little bit D at the center. Sweetser tries to work that thing out. It ends up on Sauter's stick instead. Sauter tries to work it over. Good. Here we go. Michaela trying to zoom in. Oh, good defensive stick by number 14 for Osseo Maple Grove. That's no offsides. As I said, offsides doesn't exist. 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining in the second frame. Nice cross-ice pass. Nobody there on their play, though. Cohen tries to dangle out. Not fooling anybody with that one, unfortunately. Usually she's so good there. Sweetser behind the net. Zips that off the sideboards. They come up with it. Here we go. Out to their point, number 8, Livy Giarusso. Oh, wow. Good stick, but that bounces right to Osseo Maple Grove. They're behind the net now. It's still a battle. Sweetser comes up with that. Great decision. Gets that thing out. Relieves the pressure. It's a icing. All 3 Osseo Maple Grove forwards pop up. We have 38 seconds remaining in this third period. I think we've only got 4 players out there. Maybe we need another. It looks like Boylan's going to make it down there. She knows the rules since she at least trained to be a ref. You get 5 players. It's an important piece of the puzzle. That one gets tied up right on the dot. Here we go, Nora. Just beat her with speed, kid. You got her. Oh, just missed on that one. Good job, goalie. Good job, defender, frankly. I thought maybe she was going to have the speed to be able to get there. Didn't quite get it in. That's okay. Here they go with the stretch pass. Vivian Helfrich has seen enough of that to say, no more stretch passes on me. Stepped right on that one. Great job, Viv. Great hockey IQ. Nora almost had one there. It is now 9 seconds, 9.6 seconds remaining. For the astute observer, as you were walking in tonight, there are a series of games, Edina versus Osseo Maple Grove here. Different levels, all playing here in Osseo Maple Grove on Monday night. Kind of fun. 9 seconds remaining. Witherspoon on the draw. Oh, actually Cohen. Nice shot right off the draw. It sprung forward. Cohen took a step, lifted it right over the goalie's shoulder to make it 3 seconds it took. It makes it 2-0 with 6 seconds remaining in the third period. Our first-year crew of Cohen, Witherspoon, and Boylan are out there having fun. Chapman and Helfrich on the D. Looks like the Osseo Maple Grove player is ready to battle through. Cohen comes up with that again. Boylan's now got it, tries to kick forward, no time left. That's going to be it for the second period. We'll be back for our third. All right. So Coach Rass is getting them ready to go here for the third period. We're back. Coach Rass is getting them ready to go for the third period here. The heaters are on, so thank you, Osseo Maple Grove, for the heat. I appreciate that very much. There's 15 minutes on the clock. It is 2-0, the Edina Hornets lead. We're starting out with Newcomb, Mallory, and Nedry, with Viv and Amy on the backside. Here goes for the third period. Edina Hornets lead this game 2-0. Ooh, Viv literally picks their pocket, fires. Oh, great job. Here comes Osseo Maple Grove with speed. Enters our zone. They get organized along the far side. Gets out to the point. Livy Giarusso works in. Nice save. Let's not give them one here. It looks like Osseo Maple Grove came out saying, let's get one in the first minute or two. That's a trip. They've still got possession, though. Their goalie goes to the bench. They've now got a 6-on-5 going. And Helfrich gets their hands on that. Two minutes on the clock. It was a trip. It was hard to argue that one. It looks like Michaela Nedry is in there talking with her dad about her sins. Adam is working the box tonight, and he happens to be telling her, listen, you do the crime, you do the time. Long shot. Lex Autumn gobbles that up. Any other program, I think Lex Autumn would be a starting varsity goalie. This year, she's just on the undefeated Edina Hornets for the 15UA. Sauter on the draw, supported by Cohen. Levy and Sweetser on the backside. Levy trying to get it out. Gets it up to Cohen. Cohen works it over to Sauter. Sauter's got a break here. Sauter's even got some room. Sauter fires. Good glove by their goalie. They also have an outstanding goalie for Osseo Maple Grove. That's what makes some of these games fun. Sauter on the draw. Offensive zone face-off with a shorthand out there. 5-on-4 for another 1 minute and 30 seconds. Up near side boards right in front of us. Sauter comes in and creates some trouble for them. Levy jumps back to get that. They get a stick on that. They get it down low. Osseo Maple Grove gets set up. Winding. Works around the top of the circle. Nice shot by them. Cohen comes up with that. We got an odd man rush again on our penalty kill. She fires that into the goalie's glove. 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining. Looks like we got Bally and Mallory jumping out. $13:22 remaining in the third period. They're sending that player. Now we've started following that person with the defenseman. Viv gets to the red line, works it up to Ballard. Ballard at the blue. Tries to work it over to Mal. There we go, Mal. Mal scores. That's a shorty. That makes it 3-0. Beautiful play. So watch the stretch pass trying to be accomplished. We jumped on it. That got worked over to Bally. Bally saw Mallory zipping in on the far side. She took a couple of strides, was all alone, and then chipped it into the goal. That makes it 3-0. We're still shorthanded for another 45 seconds. 13 minutes remaining on the clock. I never make an effort at C Schwab. Oop, nice opportunity by Allison Milberg. Lex jumps on that one. It's currently a 4-minute differential. We're going to run out of time. We might run out of time tonight, but the clock's been jumping around. At one point, it said we had about 50 minutes left, and then it jumped up to 110. Or 1 hour 10. Witherspoon on the draw. 20 seconds remaining in this penalty kill still. Oh, wow. Come on. No. That is goalie interference. Legitimately goalie interference. When Lex Adam gets pushed from one side to the other, it's goalie interference. It looks like Rass is keeping his mouth shut.
Yes, right.
It looks like the Austin Maple Grove people are excited about their one goal. It looks like coach is now asking, like, so at what point does it become goalie interference? When they lay hands on her and push her and physically move her out of the way for somebody else to shoot? Or is it something after that that becomes goalie interference? I don't think they're going to take away the goal, but point made. Boylan tries to chip that thing to the center. Lex grabs that one on the air, no problem on that. It's 3-1, the Edina Hornets lead. The problem on that shot for them is they shot it, but no one was there to push our goalie out of the way. So she happened to catch it. Austin Maple Grove tries to win that one. They battle that through, work it up to Boylan as a breakout pass. Boylan gets that thing just past the blue. Sauter's there to help. Works it up to Witherspoon. Witherspoon chips it forward. Sauter. Good breakout pass by them. Sauter here picks it up in the neutral zone. Sauter winds again, using that great edge work she's got. We've seen that a few times. Boylan kicks it up to herself. Almost comes up with that. Can't quite do it. Witherspoon's there. Austin Maple Grove does a nice job moving the puck. Look out for that far side. Luckily, they did not connect on that pass because that kid was open. Open is the word for it. We've got 11:39 left on the clock, and we've got 14 minutes left on our ice time. Osseo Maple Grove's announcements prior to the game may cost them the ability to have a comeback here, because if the clock runs out, the clock runs out, folks. That hasn't happened to us since 12UB, but that's what happens. And the Zamboni clock continues to wind here. There are two clocks. One says 11:27 for the game clock. Another says, there's an opportunity. Another says 13:20 for the Zamboni clock. Cohen into our zone. Cohen trying to work around. Cohen keeps dangling around, works it out to the point. Point back to Cohen. Cohen counters a body check from behind. Keeps her feet. Now there's multiple checks happening. Again, the Osseo Maple Grove team is a good team. Plays a little physical from time to time. Chapman up. Cohen covered in snow. Sauter jumps on the ice to help out. Nedry working out of the zone. Nedry runs into a little bit of Osseo Maple Grove traffic. Sauter. At some point, we'll just start burning clock here, folks. 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the game clock. Sweetser jumps out. Achieves the red line. Tries to work that in. Sauter pulls that out of the pile. Sauter over to Amy. Amy looking for the red line. Another check. Right in front of us that time. Now there's just fighting happening. Ballard working out of the corner. Tries to load up the slot. 10 minutes remaining in the game clock. 12 minutes on the other clock. There's a lot of shouting for skating. Nedry tries to get a hold of that. They get that loose. Number 4 works around a lot of people. Misses the net. Number 8, they should throw somebody on the goalie if they want to get another goal. Nedry goes to battle for that thing. Works all the way through. Keeps battling. Mallory and Newcomb have now, or Witherspoon have now jumped out. Number 8, Livy, has got some good hockey IQ. Works through all sorts of things. Mallory, down in the corner, chips it all the way around to Witherspoon. Witherspoon tries to work it up the sideboards. That gets worked behind instead. Boylan's are on the far side. They try to chip that past the official. Official does a good job getting that thing worked out. Ooh, that chip down low. 11 minutes on the Zamboni clock, 9 minutes remaining on the game clock. We haven't had a stoppage of play in a while. 10 minutes and 55 seconds left. Witherspoon sees Boylan, tries to spring her. Oh, that's a tough pass. That's a good offside. That's a tough pass from behind you. Trying to catch a pass. 8 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the third period. Deliberate offsides called. Center zone face-off. There's a collection of Osseo Maple Grove dads hanging out behind our net. They have a history of this. In the past, there's also been some heckling of our goalie. Not a big fan of the heckling of our goalie. As somebody who enjoys, it looks like Lucy Chapman just broke a stick in half. Or maybe it was the Osseo Maple Grove body that landed on the stick. Another check. This looks increasingly like a varsity game. Vivian, Levy, chasing back. Levy's now got it. You know, there's a lot of banners that are hanging above us, and I'm reading a number of them. Almost everyone says runner up. So I see girls 15U8 state champion runner up immediately above me. To the right of that, Pee-wee B1 state champion runner up. There's lots of them that are up here, but almost all of them are runner up. So they've got a few champions interspersed, but not as many as you might think. And it seems that they have a stranglehold on second place in most of their divisions. Last year, if memory serves, the 12UA Osseo Maple Grove team was state champion, runner-up. Little battle right in front there. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. 8:45 left on the Zamboni clock. Some of the dads from Osseo Maple Grove that are hanging around. 30 seconds to whistle. So we need more whistles. So one of the Osseo Maple Grove dads would be well served to go buy themselves some additional time by telling the Zamboni guy, don't come out on time. Osseo Maple Grove trying to work that in. Boylan chips that almost out of the zone. Levy's there to create some trouble again. They come up with that. Witherspoon fighting for it. Witherspoon works around, senses some space. Good job. Works it back to Sauter. Sauter tries to load her up. Oh, that's almost in. About 7 minutes remaining. Levy works it back down. Boylan gives it to herself. Then over to Witherspoon. Witherspoon tries to feed it in. Oh, just bodies flying around in front of the net. 6 minutes and 49 seconds remaining on the game clock. 7 minutes and 35 seconds. It continues winding on the Zamboni clock. It's a 3-1 Edina lead. The officials may have gotten the clue and are trying to keep things moving. Sutter on the draw. Witherspoon, they're working around. We see what they're attempting. We get out of the zone. Boylan's there to fight it through. Nice job. Sweetser again gets a hold of that thing. Over to Sauter. Sauter works around multiple people. Back to Sweetser. Sweetser chips that thing right at Coach Rass. Coach Rass is an experienced coach. Doesn't even flinch. We are now at 6:26 remaining on the game clock and 6:45 remaining on the clock that continues winding. If this were a soccer game, you would tell everybody just take it easy, nice and slow. If this were a men's hockey league game, looks like we just got somebody thrown out of the circle. The official sticks with the throwing out. Yep. And now it looks like the Zamboni clock is less than the game clock with 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining on the. It's about even now. So for those that don't recall, what's supposed to happen is a game is supposed to be completed in a specific amount of time with the hour and a half that's allotted. The Zamboni clock is what I'm talking about, running out the hour and a half of ice, including the Zamboni. The game clock is a little bit longer, and what sometimes happens is you run out of Zamboni time. It usually happens at the younger levels, but here it's happening here. And I think some of it may be from a 5-minute warm-up. Most teams do a 4-minute warm-up. And it may be from the extended greeting that some of our players for the Osseo Maple Grove team had in this game. It being senior night and parent appreciation night. Cohen's back to collect that up. And that explains, that's 1 minute, or that's an icing here with about 5 minutes left on the Zamboni clock. Sauter on the draw. Osseo Maple Grove would really like to come within one here. That one gets tossed aside. Chapman in the corner. New stick out there. Osseo Maple Grove comes up with that. Tries to work it out to the point. Here they are at the point. Number 13 is a wide little player. Levy jumps on that pass, though. Levy working on the ice. There are so many banners it's hard to see. Lots of runner-up banners. Can't quite see what's going on. Nedry jumps in. They attempt their cross-ice pass. They complete a third of the way. They dump that in down low. 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining on the Zamboni clock. We just need to stay a little bit organized here. There they go, trying to load that thing up. Levy throwing all 90 pounds of her weight around in the corner effectively. Levy again, throwing around her 90. Nedry's there to help out. Long shot. Lex cast that aside. Number 8 tries to get that in. No dice. 3 minutes and 43 seconds left. Sauter fighting behind the net. That gets loaded up. No dice. Nedry. Nedry just ices that thing. Why not? The clock's going to keep ticking. It's like a soccer game now, folks. Witherspoon, Mallory, Boylan are out there for your forwards. Sweetser and Amy on the backside with 3 minutes remaining on the Zamboni clock. At some point, you just take a penalty to burn some clock. Amy tries to chip that thing out. Amy's still trying to chip that thing out. Sweetser trying to chip that thing out. Lots of bodies flying around. Osseo Maple Grove would like to make this a physical contest. Witherspoon on the near side boards, trying to chip that thing forward. Hard to see. Witherspoon gets munched behind the net. Mallory comes up with that. Mallory tries to flip that out. They have now pulled their goalie right onto somebody's stick. That bounces up. Nothing there. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Good job, Witherspoon, getting a stick on that. Great job. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Somebody get called for a penalty, eh? The clock continues to wind down. We'll see if Osseo Maple Grove actually calls it. There's some shouting happening. That's a trip. No trip called. Lex has got that. Alfrich battling in the corner against two Osseo Maple Grove people. There's an empty net at the far end of the ice. Number 13, one of the more skilled players, gets tied up by Levy. Sauter's there to help. Down in the corner, Sauter tries to chip that thing over. Viv zips that thing out around the boards. It's not going to be an icing. It's not going to be an icing. That gets waved off with 1 minute and 18 seconds remaining on the Zamboni clock. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the regular clock. Here comes Osseo Maple Grove entering the zone. They got a 6-on-5. Sauter blocks that. That gets knocked aside. Osseo Maple Grove fighting to try to get a goal. They should try the thing again where they interfere with Lex to try to get a goal. Here comes Osseo Maple Grove trying to battle in. There they are trying to load up the front of the net. Get nothing. Tessa gets that loose. That gets knocked back down low. Viv clears that thing. That is not going to go well for them. There's 35 seconds remaining. They wave that off. Ballard chases in. Still a 6-on-5. This is not unlike Minnetonka trying to score on us, pulling the goalie with 5 minutes remaining. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining on the game clock. 15 seconds remaining on the... Oh, we got a player down. We got a player hurt. There we go. That's probably the end of the game if they actually pull the Zamboni doors. Yep, that's it. The introductions will cost you, folks. The pomp and circumstance will cost you. The Edina Hornets get out of this game with a 3-1 victory. Little rough around the edges. Not a lot of calls happening. And the one goal they got, I would respectfully submit it, was goalie interference. Our next game is Wednesday night. And then after that, we're up in Alex for a couple of barn burners. Thank you.